know is solidified carbon dioxide. And you can see here, hopefully, that it is turning into a gas as we speak, but it's going directly from a solid to a gas. We call that sublimation. Let me get a slightly smaller piece here. One of the cool things you can do is if you have a beverage, you put it in there, it's going to bubble. So this is a good way of making, something for a party, or it just looks cool. And so what's happening is the solid CO2, just like this solid CO2, is sublimating. It is turning directly to a gas from a solid. And as it does that, it forms little bubbles of carbon dioxide gas, and they bubble up. But carbon dioxide is heavier than air. So it just kind of fills up the cup, and when there's too much, it runs over the side. One way to demonstrate this is I can actually pour out the carbon dioxide, and you see it sinking through the air because it's heavier than air. It's carbon dioxide. CO2, one carbon atom and an oxygen on either side. CO2. Do is a moment we're going to test the pH of the water from the tap and the water from the tap that's had dry ice, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I've conducted the test, and you just dip the strip into the water and hold it for a few seconds, then test. Now this is a untested strip. This is the way it looks normally. Okay, so you can see it's kind of an orangey color. Now, if we put that beside the one from cup B with no dry ice, we can see a little bit of a color change. It looks more yellow. If we put it beside the cup or the strip from the cup with the dry ice, it looks more reddish or more orangey. Okay? All right, so we've tested the pH strips, and what we can see is that this one from cup B with no dry ice looks fairly yellow, just like the neutral color, okay, of pH of 7. So that means that it's not very acidic and it's not very basic. For those of you in the upper grades, maybe 8th grade or high school, that means there's very little hydrogen ions in this water. They're all bonded to the oxygens to make water. Now on the other hand, this is looking like a 6, maybe not quite a 5, but definitely kind of like a 6. So that means this water that had the dry ice in it has become more acidic. So why has it become more acidic? All right, let's see. All right, so here's what's happening. As the dry ice is sublimating, turning directly from a solid to a gas, some of the carbon dioxide in the bubbles are dissolving into the water. And when carbon dioxide dissolves in water, it becomes carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is very common. It's nothing to really fret over. If you spilt this on yourself, you're not going to lose any limbs or anything. If you ever drank a soda that was carbonated, you drank carbonic acid. Because anytime you dissolve carbon dioxide into water, you're going to get carbonic acid. Okay. Here's something to think about, though. What would happen if carbonic acid formed in groundwater, and that groundwater started running through a rock layer, especially a rock layer of, say, limestone? All right? You think on that and stay curious, Huskies.